3 weeks ago, Kylian Mbappe was offered $776 million by the Saudi Pro League club Al Hilal to join them.
$776 million. I don't even believe it when you say it.
For perspective, that is more than LeBron has made in his entire 20-year NBA career.
This is the highest money that any athlete has been offered until now. We keep seeing this happen frequently in football, basketball, or any other popular sport, that athletes are being paid an annual income which for many individuals would not even be their lifetime earnings. This year, the world's highest paid athlete is Cristiano Ronaldo with an earning of $136 million, and the 50th athlete on that list has an earning of $45.2 million, which is Tom Brady. These earnings have faced criticism many times as it seems too much for the work they do, and some people even argue that these athletes are overpaid. But it doesn't seem right to make such a conclusion without understanding the economics that goes behind all of this and how these earnings are a result of the value and revenue these athletes generate for their teams. So let's understand why these athletes are paid so high and why even after being paid in millions of dollars they may actually be underpaid. Let's first look into from where all this sports money comes from. Sports has been an important part for our society since many centuries. It has been a way for the people to come together, enjoy themselves and take some break from the busy lives. However, sports has transformed from just a physical activity to an organized competition and an established business in just past 100 years. So in a way, the sports business is not much of an old business. At the beginning, the revenue in this business majorly relied on the ticket sales. But in 1939, something changed that caused a huge growth in the revenue of the industry. The television broadcasters entered in the industry and brought a lot of revenue with them. And due to the rise in popularity of the sports, the sponsors also came in and more money started flowing in the industry. The organizations now had an abundance of money to spend on the leagues and teams, and the teams had enough money to sign the best players. Today, the sports industry is worth more than $500 billion, and its major sources of revenue comes from ticket sales, broadcasting rights, sponsorship deals, and merchandise sales. The fans are the ones who contributes in this revenue system, as they are willing to pay as much money to watch their favorite teams and players compete. The success of any business depends on the value it brings to the society, and sports entertainment has a very high value in our society, which increases the demand of this industry, due to which other businesses also invest in it, bringing in more money. Professional sports also has a significant economic impact. They create jobs, attract tourism, and generate revenue for travel and hospitality. This is the reason we can see why Middle East countries like Qatar and Saudi Arabia are investing huge money into sports. Recently, Saudi Arabia signed some star players in their football clubs such as Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar Jr. As the athletes are the key contributors to the success of this industry, so it increases their overall value due to many factors. One such factor is the demand-supply law. The skills and athletic abilities these athletes possess are very rare and its demand is very high. This high demand and low supply of their skills combined with their huge popularity makes these athletes very hard to replace in the job they do, and this irreplaceability leads them to being in a position where they can demand higher pay. In his book The Millionaire Fastlane, MJ DeMarco, while teaching about becoming wealthy, mentions the law of affection, which simply means impact millions of people and make millions of dollars. And this law perfectly applies in sports. These athletes entertain millions of people through their games and in result are rewarded with millions of dollars. And same applies to any entertainment profession, whether actors, singers or even YouTubers. Now when it comes to making the most money in any sport, it is the star players who take the bigger share. These star players have increased their overall value due to their on-field success and popularity. They drive the sales and attention by increasing the revenue and overall value of their teams. This is also known as the superstar effect. In 2022, the IPL team Chennai Super Kings brand value was $146 million, and in 2023 it has grown to $212 million. The reason? MS Dhoni. Under his captaincy, the team has won 5 title championships, and along with that his cult-like following has increased the value of the team. Superstars wins the championships, which increases the team's value. But if they don't win, then their popularity alone can do the job. That has happened with Royal Challengers Bangalore. In spite of not winning any championship until now, its overall popularity keeps increasing, and its brand value has grown from $128 million in 2022 to $195 million in 2023, thanks to its captain Virat Kohli's huge popularity. This is also a reason that sometimes these star players may not be performing good, but then also they will be paid a good money. Here is how Lionel Messi's recent transfer has boosted the popularity, revenue and overall value of Inter Miami club. In the month of July when Messi joined Inter Miami, the average ticket prices of their matches increased by 1000%. In the first 30 days of the joining, Inter Miami gained 11 million followers on Instagram. Due to this increased popularity, now the team will be getting more annual sponsorship deals and fans will buy more of their merchandise, which will make them millions of dollars. The co-owner George Ma says the club's valuation could increase by more than $1 billion million, and its annual revenue is projected to double from $56 million to $110 million. And not just the club, but the whole major soccer league's popularity will be increased globally due to the Messi effect. All of these factors combined results in these teams to always be in high competition for signing these star players by spending huge money. Another factor for them getting paid high is that these athletes have a very short career spans and are also more prone to injuries, which can put them out of competition for many months or sometimes may even end their careers. It is equally important to know that the money these athletes make is just a shared part of the total revenue. The real money is made by the team owner, who then split the rest of it between staff and players. In solo sports like boxing, the responsibility of revenue generation comes down on the shoulders of the fighters. The popularity of the fighter decides that how many pay-per-views they can sell. Fighters like Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather have marketed themselves so good that their fights are set to sell at least 1 million pay-per-views, and they can get the cut of this revenue depending on how they negotiate. In the economy we live in, a person is paid less on the basis of the hard work they do and more on the value they bring. When we see these popular athletes making millions of dollars, it is easy to forget that these athletes are just a small picture in this big industry. Majority of the professional athletes in the world don't make this much money. This is also a reason that this money is a huge motivating factor for them, as many of them come from poverty or barely make any money until they arrive on the big screen. It all comes down to whether the athletes can make it to the top of a popular sport or not. Now when it comes to making money off the field, where most of the money is made for these athletes, it is through the brand deals. In Ronaldo's case, out of $136 million he earned, $90 million came from off-field earnings. Here also these popular athletes bring a lot of revenue and value for these companies and get a cut of the revenue they have helped to generate. From the perspective of these brands or companies, it is always profitable for them to have marketed their products by these star athletes. They can invest their money in putting their shoes on an ad on a website, but it won't bring a huge return in value and revenue as being used by an athlete while playing a game and being seen by millions of people around the world. Michael Jordan is the most famous example in the sports industry of a successful endorsement deal. In 1984, Nike signed Michael Jordan when his rise was in its initial phase. A year later, they launched a new shoe brand named as Air Jordan 1, and due to Michael Jordan's huge success and popularity in basketball, this partnership has become so successful that in 2022, the Air Jordan brand did a revenue of $5.2 billion. And not just revenue, this has also increased the value of Nike as a brand. For the youth, these athletes are an inspirational figure and in some way are cultural icons. This popularity can be influenced by factors such as athletes' on-field performance, achievements, personality, charisma, media presence, and engagement with fans through social media. And especially in today's times, the rise of internet and social media has led to more and more people connecting with their favorite athletes, and the athletes gaining huge following, which increases their brand value and marketability. This emotional connection persuades these fans to buy the products endorsed by their favorite athlete. I hope you have now understood why these athletes are paid so high, and you can share this video with someone who says that these athletes are overpaid.